Welcome to Kandak, an ancient kingdom ruled by a douchebag dictator named Acton. Now, to make sure no one talks shit about him or God forbid makes fun of his teeth, Acton decides to create this magical artifact called the Crown of Sabak, which would technically make him almost as powerful as this guy. But to create the artifact, Acton needs a special mineral called Ethereum, so he enslaves his own people and makes them dig. I mean, it all seems bad, but at least the guy managed to completely eliminate unemployment.
What? I see this as an absolute win.
And just when the Ethereum is found, this cocky schoolboy shows up, starts criticizing the government, talks about freedom and shit like that. His old man Adam is like, "Shut up, kid, you're gonna get us all killed." "No, this is bullshit. I don't want to dig, I want to play Minecraft." So the boy steals the stone and tries to kick off a revolution, then he gets arrested and is about to be executed, but luckily a bunch of old wizards save his ass. Turns out the wizards were impressed by the kid's enormous balls, so they grant him the power of gods. Now that he's officially a superhero, the boy decides to establish a democracy in Kandak, but instead of going straight to the palace and killing the douchebag king, he does fuck knows what, so the king orders his men to kill his parents. After realizing that he just got his mom killed, the boy decides to at least save his dad and gives him his powers. Then the kid looks at his old man and smiles, which is kinda awkward considering that he's standing right next to his dead mother.
You think this is funny?
After that, Adam gets super pissed and goes to Kandak's White House to impeach the president. The crown is pretty much ready, but it's too late for the king, cause the enraged bodybuilder blows up the whole fucking place. The wizards realize how big they fucked up, so they lock Adam in a cave and hide the crown in the same cave, cause I guess they didn't have any other spare caves. Fast forward to our days, Kandak is occupied by a bunch of mercenaries that call themselves Intergang. We meet this kid Amon who rides around on his skateboard and talks back to armed occupiers like, "You're a neo-imperialist scum who's here to suck our resources, blah blah blah."
Oh, shut up, nigga.
Turns out that the kid's mom Audrey is a local activist slash freedom fighter who's wanted by Intergang. Now, I don't think rolling around and pissing off soldiers that are looking for your mom is a good idea, but what can I say?
He's a kid. Kids are stupid.
So after some off-screen research, Audrey and her friends find that cave with Adam and the crown. The crown is just levitating in the air like a museum exhibit, so it's definitely some trap. I mean, the wizards must have known how dangerous it was. They've definitely put booby traps or some shit. You can't just casually climb on a rock and take a demonic artifact that is capable of literally destroying the world. Okay, looks like you can, whatever. So while Audrey was getting the artifact, bunch of Intergang soldiers surround the cave, capture everyone and take the crown. They're about to execute Audrey, but she reads some magic words carved on Adam's tomb and then boom! Adam falls down from the sky looking like some kind of magic hobo. He doesn't bother anyone, but while these assholes could have just quietly taken the crown and left the place, they decide to harass the poor guy. First they send in the nail polisher.
Let me see your hands.
And considering that for the past 5,000 years Adam didn't see any woman, hands are a very sensitive topic for him. Now, when a normal person sees his fellow turn into a skeleton, he usually does one thing.
Fuck this.
Well, came out as two things, but you get the idea.
Unfortunately, Intergang mercenaries are not normal people, so they decide to tickle Adam with their bullets. Suffice to say, it doesn't end well for them. And while Adam is stretching up his muscles after a long nap, Audrey steals the crown and gets the hell out of there with her brother Karim, abandoning her other friend Ishmael in the cave. But fuck him, cause he's actually a double agent who works for Intergang. After barbecuing all the soldiers in the cave, Adam decides to come outside, where an entire army is already waiting for him.
Oh shit. Here we go again.
He casually tosses a couple of attack helicopters, cuts through armored vehicle, bunch of bullets, rockets, people and all that in a matter of seconds. Then Adam gets ambushed from behind by a Ethereum rocket.
Did he just catch a rocket?
I'm good.
Meanwhile, back in the States, this mean mad government lady is assembling a team of super pricks who can deal with the illegal immigrant, even though he's not illegal or immigrant. I mean, he's not even in their country, but that doesn't matter.
He's a criminal, that's who he is. A vigilante, a public menace.
So the team is called Justice Society. This is Cyclone, a girl with the power of wind.
And that's crap.
That's Adam Smasher, an oversized dork with an eating disorder.
Crap.
We got Dr. Fate, a sorcerer who can do cool magic tricks and see the future.
That's pretty good.
but it's taken.
Nah, this one's different. He wears a fancy helmet, plus back in the day he used to be this badass spy that drove a tank in Cold War Russia. And this is the leader of the team, Hawkman, a rich dude who dresses up like a bird. Back in Kandak, Adam wakes up in Amon's bedroom. The kid right away tries to convince him to become Kandak's Batman, but Adam's like, nah, I'm good. So Amon steals a radio from this soldier and makes him run after him while he's showing off his skateboarding skills. Then he throws the radio in some random guy's soup.
It's like someone's pissed in my soup.
Eventually, the soldiers catch Amon and Audrey. This one's like, oi you, little bloody bastard. So Audrey gives the only proper response possible. Luckily for them, Adam gets there and saves the day. First, this moron thinks it's a good idea to scratch Adam's bald and shiny head with his metal stick.
Why don't you try again? A little harder.
Then the rest of these goofballs empty their guns on him. Now at this point, any idiot can see that shooting at this guy is about as effective as saying no when you're being sexually assaulted by a horny bear. But instead of backing down, giving up, or asking for forgiveness, this dumbass decides to do what? That's right, shoot at him.
An imbecile. Yeah. Like the dumbest motherfucker that ever lived.
And just when Adam is actually starting to have fun, the Justice Society gets there. Dr. Fate is like, listen bitch, you have two choices, kneel or I'll fuck you up. So Adam fucks him up and then kicks the shit out of everybody else. Meanwhile, that asshole Ishmael tries to get the crown but he fails, so he abducts Amon and flies to an intergang base. Then Audrey convinces Adam and the Justice Society to stop the dick measuring contest, work together and save Amon. So while the League of Losers is making a plan on how to attack the intergang base, he who eats uranium-235 for dessert goes in and does all the heavy lifting. It appears that Ishmael built a shield that even Adam can't penetrate, so after some quick negotiations, Audrey agrees to give up the crown, but Ishmael doesn't let Amon go.
What an asshole!
Turns out he's actually that douchebag king's descendant, which is obvious considering that both characters are played by the same actor.
Duh!
Now he wants to do what his ancestor couldn't do, and according to Crown's manual, if you want to make it work, you gotta be a little bit dead. So Ishmael turns off the shield, shoots the kid and puts on the crown, hoping that Adam will blow up his ass. And that's exactly what happens. He catches the bullet, loses his shit and releases one of his thermonuclear farts. Ishmael turns into a Thanksgiving turkey, the kid gets a little bit hurt, but everybody else is fine. Adam is upset because he accidentally injured the boy, so he agrees to surrender and go to prison, even though the kid is already okay. He says the magic word, turns into an average Joe, and the Justice Society locks him up in an underwater prison. Now what's baffling to me is that no one stops and asks obvious questions, especially this guy who's supposed to see the future. Why would Ishmael turn off the shield before shooting Amon? What was the point of doing that? What did he have in mind? And most importantly, how can a 2-hour movie reach its conclusion at 80-minute mark? But who gives a shit? Why would you ask logical questions if you can lock up the most valuable player in your team without making sure that the fight is actually over?
You know, this could be a lot more complex. I mean, it's not just, it might not be just such a simple, you know?
Meanwhile, Ishmael's soul gets transferred to Hell, where his supervisors give him a task and a little upgrade. Meet Sabak, who's basically taller and less charismatic version of Hellboy. So Ishmael Plas has to sit on this throne, which will open the doors to Hell or some shit. The Justice Squad tries to stop him, but he easily beats the crap out of everyone. Then Dr. Fate comes with a genius plan where he surrounds the palace with a shield so that none of his friends can enter and goes one-on-one against the demon, knowing full well that he's pretty much fucked. I just have one question. If you guys know that the red douchebag is too tough for you, why wouldn't you ask your boss to send in someone of a higher caliber to deal with him?
Because we didn't think of it?
So while Dr. Fate is trying to stop Sabak from putting his ass on the throne, he also FaceTimes Adam and asks for help. He's like, yo Adam, we need your help. Fuck off, I'm sleeping. Come on, man. Dude, please, help us! Okay, fine. Even without his powers, Adam massacres all the guards, escapes through this big-ass door that was right in front of him and says the magic word. In the meantime, Fate is putting up a semi-decent fight against Sabak, but eventually his mojo expires and he decides that it's time to retire.
Do it! Do it!
Come on, kill me! I'm here! Come on, do it now! Kill me! No!
Sabak sits on the throne, we see a giant skybeam and the army of hell arrives. But it seems that the devil is just fucking around, cause instead of sending capable soldiers that cannot be killed, he sends bunch of disabled zombies who are easily killed by regular people. I mean, look at this shit. What the fuck? Even my cat can do more damage than these retards.
Bunch of fucking amateurs.
Sabak gets bored, so he decides to mess around with Hawkman's wings, but then he gets sucker punched by Adam.
Yeah, boy.
Alright, looks like it's time for the ultimate showdown. Boss fight, baby.
Finally, a worthy opponent. Our battle will be legendary.
Nope, not really. After tussling for a couple of minutes, Adam realizes that he's not as tough as he thought he was. Even retired Doctor held his ground longer.
You're a fucking disappointment.
So Hawkman uses Fate's helmet to trap Sabak while Adam grabs him from his horns and does to the demon what Thanos did to the entire MCU.
All that for a drop of blood.
Well, I guess no one said that cheating wasn't allowed, just next time don't be so cocky about your powers.
There's no one on this planet that can stop me.
Are you sure about that?
Whatever, everyone's happy, Adam gets a permanent residence in Kandak, Justice Society goes back where it came from, then the government lady calls Adam, asks him to behave, and sends in the toughest guy in block to teach him some humility.
Oh, you federally fucked now.
I'm no comic book expert, but Superman will beat the shit out of Adam.
Yeah, well, you know, that's just like, your opinion, man.
Maybe I'm wrong. As far as I know, the guy has only two weaknesses: glowing green rocks and Batman. None of them are present here, so I think this is gonna be a piece of cake for him.
There's no one on this planet that can stop me.
Shut the fuck up, you cunt!